Okay, just to be clear, I have the best pupils, but if you're one of my students watching this, you may be guilty of one or more of these things, or any of you out there, just have a wee think about these things about making your practice a bit more efficient. Number one, tell me that you've practiced when you haven't, because I always know any flute teacher will. So you might be able to get your fingers around the notes, you might be able to sight read well, but you can't cut corners in your tone. The tiny muscles that it takes to develop a good sound have to be developed in incremental steps. There is no shortcut. Also, we know what security brings. So if you've really practiced, we can see that the muscle memory is there, and therefore in your lessons, we can take you on to the next steps to develop your playing instead of repeating what we've done so far. Number two, mix up practicing with playing. So by all means, have a lovely time playing your favourite tunes, but this isn't going to help you progress. Proper practice is when you pick apart something and find the appropriate technique to help you improve, and then secure it with repetition. Number three, practicing the things that you can already play. Remember, it's not your flute teacher's job to make you better, it's their job to guide you in your practice so that you can find the things that you can't do, and that's what you need to be looking at. You need to be addressing things that you can't play yet. Right, let's get less general. Number four, practicing without your music at an appropriate height. So if your music is on a table and you're looking down at it, or a chair, the angle of the air in your flute is not going to be correct. You need to have this up here. You can see some videos about proper posture. Have a look at that. This isn't going to work, so either a music stand or propped up on a shelf so that you can have your head up and playing to get good airflow. Number five, forgetting to do long notes at the beginning of your practice. Literally, don't skip it. It's like warming up before you do a run. You need to warm up the metal of your flute, you need to warm up the small muscles, you need to warm up your breathing apparatus. Everything will be easier if you do this first. Number six, play without establishing a pulse. I hear this so often. I'm just going to play the notes and then I'll add the rhythm later. But remember, rhythm and notes are like your left leg and your right leg. One doesn't work very well without the other one. If you don't have a pulse in your music, your brain will just get your fingers to play the notes once it's worked out. If you establish a pulse first, even if it's super slow, your brain has to step up to produce the note at the same time as the pulse. Your brain will work faster and you won't have that stop-start approach to your pieces. Think that your flute teacher is going to fix your playing? Generally, no. It's practice that fixes things. Your teacher will guide you, or YouTube clips will guide you, give you the information you need, but you are the one that has to put it in place. They can't do it for you. Number eight, very specific, not using your pinky. Yeah, it's there for a reason. It helps with the balance. It's good technique. I know it feels hard at the beginning because these fingers are tough to work independently, but it's proper flute technique. Please just do it. Let's call this 8B. The other one is your top finger. If you play for middle D or E flat, if you're playing with your top finger down, you're blowing a harmonic. If you're struggling to get this into place, ask your teacher for specific exercises and it will soon become habit. Number nine, not considering the breath when you're practicing. So use a pencil, mark in your breaths. You can always change it later. It gives you a great visual so you can see what's coming up and you can work out how much air you're going to take in and what speed of air you can use throughout that phrase. We take all sorts of different types of breaths in our playing, so sometimes we have to take an enormous breath, sometimes we've literally got time for a short breath. Please just don't breathe, play, and take a breath when you think you've run out of air. Number 10, not cleaning out your flute or polishing the fingerprints off your flute. Just no, yuck, yuck. Just look after your instrument, it's so precious and it won't need to visit the repair shop nearly as often if you take good care of it. So if these points were taken into consideration, I'm absolutely convinced that my pupils could do half the amount of practice that they do and get even more benefit from their precious time. If you've liked this video and it's of any help, then please like and subscribe it or share it. If you've got any comments, then please make them down below.